Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. Hey second grade artists, let's begin our button for March Arts. Now, the problem with this project is I do have the supplies here at school for us to actually make a button, but I do have some specialty equipment that helps me to do that. However, it is possible for you to do this at home, and I have a couple of different solutions for you. So as we are working along, don't worry, don't fret. I have some very, very doable solutions, even if you're not at school with me right now and you're not able to use my specialty equipment for button making. So follow along the video, do the project like normal, and at the end, I'll give you a couple of different options for making your button a reality too. All right, so to begin our work of art today, we need a perfect circle. So this little disc that I'm using here is about a 2.5 inch circle. That means when I measured it with my ruler from one side to the other, it was about 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to trace that onto my piece of paper. I suggest you using about a 2.5 inch circle as well. And working on a piece of paper that's kind of thin, like the thickness of a piece of paper from a copy machine or a printer. Okay, so inside of that circle, we're going to draw something that you are best at. So think about yourself as an artist and think of a subject that you are fantastic at working. Because in this piece of art, we're going to be actually wearing it on either our clothes or maybe your book bag, and people are going to see this, a lot of people. So we want to put our best effort forward. So definitely pick a subject that you are really good at drawing. I'm going to draw a simple landscape here. I feel like I'm very comfortable drawing landscapes, so I'm very confident that I can make this look really good. I already started with my horizon line. I'm drawing a tree in the front here. I have a little bit of land at the bottom as well, adding some leaves to my tree, and I'll add a few other details before I add color. It's always a good idea to begin with pencil first because you never know. If you make a mistake, it's so much easier to erase pencil than it is to totally start over, which is what happens when a lot of times you use a color before you've drawn out your idea. All right, so I'm going to continue to work on mine, coming up with an idea that I think I can be really very successful at creating. Okay, so now I'm going to add some color. This piece of art is so small that really the only option for me is colored pencils. Crayons are too wide to fit in these little tiny spaces. Markers are fine as well, but they do wet the paper, which sometimes makes the paper a little wrinkly, and I don't want to deal with wrinkly paper for my pen. So colored pencils really are the best choice for me. I'm going to use them in lots of different ways. Right now, I'm pressing really super hard to get a really dark color. Sometimes I'll press light. Sometimes I'll color two colors on top of each other to get the perfect shade that I'm looking for. And sometimes I will try to create texture using my colored pencils as well. So I'm going to try and use lots of techniques so that my picture just doesn't look super flat. I want it to look as realistic as possible and interesting too. Remember, I'm putting my best effort forward here. This is truly the best I can possibly do. I could never do anything better in this exact moment. Okay, so obviously keep going until you get it to be exactly how you want it to be, that you have put your best effort forward. All right, and whenever you're all done, the next thing you're going to do is very, very slowly, you're going to cut around the edges and cut out your circle shape. Okay, so now I'm just comparing my cut out piece of artwork to the shape of my pin. Now, here is where you're going to have a couple of different options. Let me show you the different options and you decide what is best for you to make your own pin. Okay, so option 1, you can just leave this as a circle piece of artwork. Grab a little piece of tape and you can tape it to your shirt or you can tape it to your backpack. For that case, I would say to use a tape donut. That means you take a piece of tape, roll it so it's all sticky on the outside, and then you can pin it to your shirt. Now, the disadvantage of that particular style of pin is that it's a good chance that it could rip or fall off without you knowing. So if you were going to wear it just on your shirt as a piece of paper with the tape on it, I would say be very, very careful. Don't go outside when it's wet out. Make sure that you aren't like bumping it a lot. Sometimes if you put it in the wrong spot, you'll bump it a lot and wrinkle it and rip it. So if you're going to do that, make sure you take care and you are watching where you are putting it and that you're careful with it. But it'll work just fine. Okay, so that was option 1. Let's go on to option 2. All right, option 2. These are little empty pins that you can purchase at a craft store like Michael's or possibly online like maybe from Amazon. And all you do is you take the 2 pieces, put your artwork inside and snap them together and then it's finished. So you can trace this at the beginning of the project if you're using one of these so that your piece of artwork is the correct size. And then when you're all done, put your piece of artwork in there and snap it together. You can also unsnap these if you're careful. Sometimes they break if you're a little rough, but if you're careful, you can unsnap them and change the piece of artwork inside. So this one's kind of nice for being able to change it, and it still has a little pin on the background, and then your artwork is protected inside. So this is a great option as well, but it does require you to actually purchase something. All right, so that's option 2, the little clear pin makers that you can buy at a craft store or possibly online. So option 3 is something I have here at school. This is an actual button maker. Now to use the button maker, you have your piece of art, of course. You have a little metal circle. That's what I traced at the beginning of the video today. You have a plastic back with a little pin on it. And you have a clear plastic like cover. It almost looks like it's covered in glass whenever you're all done. It's this little clear plastic cover. Then you use all of those pieces and this red machine and you sort of push or stamp the pieces together. So in this next part, I'm going to show you exactly how my machine here at school works. All right, here we go. It's all done. Isn't that amazing? It just sort of pushes all those different pieces together into a final product. All right, well, I hope you had a great time learning about buttons. I really hope you make one. Definitely at least make a small work of art that is to the best of your ability at this moment in time. Even if you don't have the ability to make it into a button or a pin, you can at least make a small circle-shaped piece of artwork. So I hope you have fun making that, and I will see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking. HOV artists, don't forget to hop on over to ArtSonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't wait to see it.